boats, planes and trains. Our homes are different, our hearts the same. From all the lands on earth we come. Hear us sing our travelling song.
Our group left with us. We're running late. We have our tickets.
Oh, I thought you were taking a photo with Smell. I was like...
No, I wasn't. Very good. Michelle left our tickets at the desk and we ran around in circles trying to find the train station, and now we're running late.
And now we're in a train full of people.
It's really hot.
Full of people though, not animals.
Full of people. Not an animal.
But it's so hot in here. It's getting hot in here.
Please, leave them on. Just get it. Just before we got on the train, Marius and I had been running to the train station, and I'd thought before I left the hostel, I'll wear my fancy new cowboy boots. Insert picture here. And, great. So we got left behind and we were running to the train station, and I tripped and rolled my ankle, and I was on the floor, and I was like, ah, that really hurt. And I was like, ow, and Marius turned around and he was like, what? He was like, what? Oh, get up, it happens to me and Saga all the time, you'll be fine. And I was like, yeah, actually, probably I'm just being dramatic. No, Dr. Marius was wrong. I got up and kept running, but unfortunately it was on a sprained ankle. We're off the train. We found some other of our buddies. They're here.
What's the credit?
Sorry.
You hear what's the track?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please tell me if anything. What's the credit? I don't know what's the credit.
It's great.
Are you like our thingy?
Yes, I'm in charge.
Hey.
There's a few people here. I don't know how they heard about this event. And Mari was like, oh, it'll be a 10-minute walk from the station. But I think we've been walking for a bit longer than that. There's this crazy security, it's like an airport. We got it split up from Marius and Liam. And because we have bags.
Yeah.
It's because we're daddy and the Sims.
And then we've seen people that we knew.
And then, so now we're here, but we're still not with them.
No. Not yet.
Not yet. And I always have this worry that I'm going to get something confiscated, even though like, I don't have anything dangerous or anything. Just like, they'll be like, oh, I don't like your lipstick, it looks dangerous. Help! Help!
I'm gonna go down another run.
Yeah, alright. What does it do? Help, what is that?
Yeah, push that.
And now push this. Ah, very clever. Thank you. We didn't know how to work the turnstile. Lost my crew. Oh, here she comes. I think it was just that the turnstile, like, we didn't know how to work it.
Yeah,
He just has to press it and make it beep,
Yeah.
and then push it. The man behind me was like, why are you such a spec? Just push the turnstile.
I know, I thought it had to like accept it or something.
Yeah, like it had to take the like at a train station. Yeah, I thought that too, but you know,
Oh well.
we've all been wrong before. Oh, hey guys. So many stairs. Why you do this? Help.
That's not too tight.
No, that's okay.
I was wondering where the light was coming from.
My camera. Making a travel film diary.
A travel diary. Oh. She's making a
I've
travel
come to get-
diary.
Oh, is that your hand yet? Huh?
I've come to get first aid because my foot started being sore after I fell over with Marius.
Stuart and Lizzie.
Pardon?
Stuart and Lizzie. That's who we are.
You wiggle your toes all right with that on, it's not too tight.
Do you have to do much first aid at these sorts of events?
We've had probably about half a dozen people today, maybe a bit more, about 9
Wow.
the other day. Yeah,
I wouldn't expect so many. Like
I know.
I would expect nothing to ever happen.
Yeah. The other day I think 3 or 4 people went to hospital.
Oh wow.
You got an ice pack?
Nothing to do with us. Yeah.
You got one?
I am the ice pack woman. Would you like to have you got the ice pack in view? Feel this ice pack. Does it feel cold?
No, not cold.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Like magic. Does it feel cold?
It's cold.
There you go. So, sit with on there for a minute. We need to take a few details. Is that all right?
Yeah.
As well as the other difficulties, Ronaldo has a severe visual impairment. He's not allowed past his gates, so this is All Ronaldo needs is somewhere where he can just express himself and be a child, and he's not got the chance to do that. But tonight we have the power to change children's lives. Every child should have a safe place to play, no matter.
Make a desk edit to this story. Here I am, however many months later. 3 months later, editing, all of my footage, and I'd just like to tell you the story of what happened that evening after the games. So here's what happened. The audience were all standing up, and there was heaps of music, and there was fireworks, and I was taking a selfie or something. And then I looked down, and Lisa and the girl who she'd been sitting with, and Eben and the girl who he'd been sitting with, had just started walking down the aisle, and they didn't say come on, and I was just like, oh, okay, they're off. And obviously I had my ankle going on that was all wrapped up and sprained, and I was like, oh, I need to stay with them. And I was like, Alisa, but obviously she didn't hear me over the music and the noise and stuff. So I limped down the stairs, like a cripple, thinking I'll catch up with them in the foyer. I'll catch up with someone in the foyer. Caught up with no one. Luckily ran into Kiva. When I was somewhere in the foyer before I left the actual building, who was like, oh, would you like some help? And I was like, yes, please. So she helped me limp along until we got outside the building where we couldn't find anyone. And we limped and limped for hours and hours and got all the way around to the west entrance where people had gone in. The west entrance? Yeah, I think so. West entrance where people had gone in, and, we were like, there was hardly anyone there, and we were like, oh, are we early or late? Because we didn't have, neither of us had phones either. So we couldn't call anyone for help or call a taxi or anything. And we were like, are we early or late? And the guy was like, yeah, you're some of the last people to come through. And we were like, oh no. So we finally passed all the meeting places, all three. All two meeting places. I think there was 3. I remember there being 3 meeting places that we passed where there was no one there waiting for us, obviously. But, you know, that's the point of meeting places, is so people who don't have phones can meet. And what happens is, you stay there until everyone's there. Anyway, moving on. We passed all the meeting places. We get to the train station, and the man's like, oh, there's only 1 or 2 trains left, you better get on this bus. So we hopped on the bus. And as we were on the bus, we were going past McDonald's, and there's all the workers in McDonald's and some of the staff. So we hopped off and limped along. And they were like, Kiva, where were you? And she was like, where you left me behind? And then Robert was like, oh, Ruby. And obviously the travellers weren't all in one group, they were all dispersed everywhere. And he was like, Ruby, where have you been? Where is everyone else? And I was like, I don't know, I've only just got back. This is at 1 a.m. 2 hours. 2 hours worth of limping and like a 15-minute bus ride home. And I got into the foyer and didn't really see anyone. Talked to a few people, they gave me some ice. Then I hopped into bed and left the next day. That was it. But I'd just like to point out that there was 2 hours of limping home alone. People would say, how are the games? And everyone would be like, oh, they were just great. And I'd be like, really? Were they? And I think being sick and having a sprained ankle and being sitting on my own and being left behind probably had something to do with it. I don't know. So anyway, that's what happened, and now, 3 months later, I still have a sprained ankle. He's okay, but, you know, needs a bit of help. That's what happens when you go op shopping in Glasgow.